So normally I tell you to relax and sit back and enjoy duets and vignettes. But what I want you to do is if you know the song, sing it, clap it, stomp it, have some fun. All right? Enjoy.
Ha ha! Join us, leave your field of flower. Join us, leave your cheese and sour. Join us, come and waste an hour or two. Diddly-do, journey, journey to a spot exciting, mystic and exotic. Journey through an exotic review. We got magic to do, just for you. We got miracle plays to play. We got parts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things to take by storm as we go along our way. Intrigue, lots to bring disaster. Humor, handled by a master. Romance, sex, presented pastorally.
Illusions, fantasy to study. Battles, barbarous and bloody. Join us, sit so everybody can see.
We got magic to do, just for you. We got miracle plays to play. We got hearts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things to take by storm as we go along our way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Are you prepared to have a good time tonight? We're here to entertain you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. We got magic to do, just for you. We got miracle plays to play. We got parts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things to take by storm as we go along.
We got magic to do,
We got
just for you. We got magic to do,
We got
just for you. We got magic
for you as we go along our way.
So now I can tell you what it's about. Duets and vignettes. Actually, I'm still not quite sure. Here's how it came about. Our artistic committee last year recommended to the board that we do this show called Duets and Vignettes, in which there was going to be some acting scenes and this and that, and they had somebody who was going to direct it and all that. Well, the director had to drop out for personal reasons, and so they asked me to come in and direct it. So I said, good, what's it about? And they went, we don't know. So I said, all right, you don't know. Let's find out who auditions for it, and then we'll figure it out. So I asked actors, singers, dancers, anybody to come out and audition. And this is the group we got and ended up with. And some of them ended up in the cast like 2 weeks before we opened. We've had some people who had to drop out along the way for many reasons. And even tonight, and I didn't mention it, one of our players can't be on stage because this week he was doing gymnastics and did something to his kneecap, which is going to require surgery this coming week. So he is sitting backstage with his leg propped up and a microphone on, and he's going to sing all the songs. So I told him he was a trooper. I wanted him to get on and dance, but his mom said no, so I said, you know, whatever. So the first song we did was from Pippin. What we eventually ended up doing was choosing songs that, for the most part, only one song in this show has only ever been sung on this stage once. So every other song has never been sung on this stage. So the last song we sing in the show, we did the show. So, but it was appropriate for this show, so we've added it into the show. So we have a whole eclectic bunch of songs from a lot of different shows through the years, and there's a lot of different reasons why we've never performed them on our stage. And I'll try to review some of that with you as the evening goes along. Now, your job is to keep their energy up. So if you feel like clapping, like I said, singing, stomping your feet, please do. So our second song is from what's called a jukebox musical. Anybody out there know what a jukebox musical is? Anybody? Anybody? So the Jersey Boys is a jukebox musical. It's the songs of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, right? And just recently, Beautiful on Broadway was the songs of Carole King. And there have been others through the years. This jukebox musical was based on the Motown sound of the 1960s and 70s and was called Motown Revue. And now recently I've learned that the Temptations are coming to Broadway in a jukebox musical. So here is Stage West version of the Tempting Temptations singing My Girl.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, these I need. I've got sweetest song, yeah, and the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. Ooh, ooh. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. can make me feel this way. My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl, talking about my girl. I got sunshine on a cloudy day, my girl. I finally got the money, talking about my girl. Talking about my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. My girl.
All right. Now, some musicals come from well-known stories, often children's literature, the most famous being The Wizard of Oz, which has spawned not one, not two, but three different musicals. It spawned the original 1939 picture, The Wizard of Oz, which later became a Broadway show. In 2004, it spawned a show called Wicked, which is about the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, and her backstory. And the third one is one that is one of the most exciting and was innovative for its time, 1975, when they did The Wiz. So here, Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion easing on down that yellow brick road.
Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on and ease on down the road.
Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on and ease on down the road.
Bring your left foot up and your right foot down. Come on, let's keep moving. Don't you lose no ground. You just keep on keeping on the road that you choose. Don't you give up walking 'cause you gave up shoes. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on and ease on down the road. Well, there may be times when you think you lost your mind, and the steps you're taking leave you 3-4 steps behind. But the road you're walking might be long sometimes. You just keep on talking and you'll be just fine. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on and ease on down the road. Well, there may be times when you wish you weren't born, and you wait one morning just to find your courage gone. Don't you know that feeling only lasts a little while? You just stick with us and we'll show you how to smile, yeah. Ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on and ease on down the road.
All right. So, every once in a while, there's a musical that does not perform well on Broadway, but there's always that song that comes out of it, such as our next song. So, in the 1960s, there was a show called The All-American, starring Ray Bolger and Eileen Hurley, and it flopped on Broadway. Big flop. But there was that one song that a lot of our nationally known and internationally famous pop singers heard, and they made it into a major hit. it became especially a major hit for Tony Bennett. Here is Once Upon a Time.
Once upon a time, a girl with moonlight in her eyes took her hand in mine and said she loved me so. But that was once upon a time, very long ago.
Once upon a time, I sat beneath a willow tree, counting all the stars and waiting for the dawn. But that was once upon a time. Now the tree is gone.
How the breeze rustled through her hair.
We would always laugh as if tomorrow wasn't there.
We were young and didn't have a care. Where did it go to? Once upon a time, the world was sweeter than we knew.
Everything was ours.
How happy we were then. But somehow once upon a time never comes again. How the breeze rustled through her hair.
We would always laugh as if tomorrow wasn't there.
We were young and didn't have a care. Where did it go to? Once upon a time, the world was sweeter than we knew.
Everything was ours.
How happy we were then. But somehow once upon a time never comes again.
But
Somehow once upon a time never comes again.
I got to tell you, last month they celebrated their 49th wedding anniversary. And they've been singing together all those 49 years. So, next up is the most famous jukebox musical of all. Here it is. Got to read the notes the narrator left me. Next up is the most famous jukebox musical of all. I think everybody, once they hear the name, will say, oh, of course. The name is Mamma Mia by ABBA, right? It not only spawned a Broadway show, but also 2 hit movies. This is our song from Mamma Mia. We may eventually do this show on our stage because the rights just became available within the past year. So probably in the next couple years you can look for Mamma Mia. But for tonight, we're going to leave you with Dancing Queen.
You can dance. Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing. You come to look for change. Anybody could be that guy. The night is young and the music's high. With a bit of rock music, everything is fine. You're in the mood for dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. You're the teaser, you turn him on. We've been burning and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do. You're in the mood for dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. Digging the dancing queen.
All right, do we have any hippies in the audience? All right. Anybody in the audience who went to Woodstock? No? Anybody? Oh, wow. All right. Well, the first night they asked that, when we were doing our preview performance for our Stage West, my wife raised her hand. And she was 15 years old at the time. She went to Woodstock. And it brought back a memory when we went to her sister's wedding, and she said, oh, I remember when she went to her nieces and nephews, I remember when you were this tall. And they said, we remember when you were a hippie. And it turns out that, little did I know, my wife was once a hippie. So there you go. But in 1968, a musical came along that surprised and shocked Broadway. It had trouble finding a home theater because of its controversial themes, including nudity, drugs, and the hippie culture. What do you think it might be? Wait a minute. Nudity. Hey! You guys, you remember we're not doing the nudity thing, right?
What? Where's my clothes?
All right, I'll buy some time. All right. It became a smash hit once it did hit Broadway, and it's become a Broadway standard that was revived on Broadway in 2009 and won the Tony Award for Best Revival of a Musical. Songs from the show were recorded by a variety of performing artists, and at least 4 of them went on to become major hits on the pop charts. Here are 2 of the songs from the show, and there will be a third in the second act. The 2 songs we're going to do are Aquarius and Good Morning Starshine.
When the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius.
Harmony and understanding,
Sympathy and trust abounding.
no more falsehood or derision.
Golden living dreams of vision. Mystic crystal revelation. And the mind's true liberation. Aquarius. When the moon is in the seventh house, then Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us. We twinkle below. Good morning, starshine. You bring us along, my love and me, as we sing our early morning singing song. Giddy gloop gloopy nippy nobby doobie la 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 lo. Saba sibby saba doobie abba naba lily lo lo. Doobie ooby waba doobie abba naba early morning singing song. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us. We twinkle below. Good morning, starshine. We're happy and strong. We send our love into the sky. Our early morning singing song. Giddy gloop gloopy nibby nobby doobie la 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 lo. Saba snibby saba doobie abba naba lily lo lo. Doobie doobie walla doobie abba naba early morning singing song. Singing a song, humming a song, singing a song. Laughing a song, loving a song, singing a song. Sing the song, song the sing, song, 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 sing, 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 song. Song, 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 sing, 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 song. Early morning singing song.
So we talked about The Wizard of Oz a little while ago, and then the second musical on the list that I named was Wicked. And if you've seen Wicked, it's a lovely show. It's a wonderful show, and one day we will do it here, but the rights just aren't available. But this song we're going to sing tonight, and this is Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, who has grown different from the rest of the world around her, and she can't cope in the world she's in. She's saying goodbye to her best friend and college roommate, Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. And this is the last time they'll ever see each other. So they sing for good.
Unlimited. Just look at me. I'm limited. And just look at you. You can do all I couldn't do. Glinda. So now it's up to you. Us. Now it's up to you. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the woods. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It was maybe that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by the wind of the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a ship from its orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I for good.
Okay, next. All right, so most people know that ABBA had Mamma Mia. How many of you know that the men from ABBA, Bjorn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson, wrote another Broadway musical? Anybody know the name of it? Chess. And they wrote that many years ago. Played for 3 years on the West End in London. And when it got to the United States, somebody changed the book around. It only lasted about, I think, 80 performances, so it bombed on Broadway. But the musical score was applauded internationally. We're going to sing 2 songs from Chess. The first song is I Know Him So Well, in which the Russian chess player's lover and his wife are both singing about the fact that they can't have him because he's tied to his chess game. The story was initially about Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky, but it became about the Cold War in general. So here is I Know Him So Well from Chess.
Nothing is so good it lasts eternally. Perfect situations must go wrong, but this has never yet prevented me wanting far too much for far too long.
Looking back, I could have played it differently. Won a few more moments, who can tell? But it took time to understand the man. Now at least I know him well. Wasn't it good?
Oh, so good.
Wasn't he fine?
He's so fine.
Isn't it madness? He can't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security.
Sanity and freedom.
I know him so well.
No one in your life is with you constantly. No one is completely on your side. And though I move my world to be with him, still the gap between us is too wide.
Looking back, I could have played it differently. Learned about the man before I fell. But I was ever so much younger then. Now at least I know him well.
Wasn't it good?
Oh, so good.
Wasn't he fine?
Oh, so fine.
Isn't this madness?
He won't be mine. Didn't I know how it would go if I knew from the start. Why am I falling apart?
Wasn't he fine?
Oh, so fine.
In this madness,
He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me, more security
and freedom.
I know him so well.
It took time to understand him.
I know him so well.
So the next song is a little bit of a change of pace. It's also from Chess. And the reason we've never done Chess here is the book of the musical is not that bad. I mean, it's just long and tedious. But, however, there is a concert version of Chess, which is fantastic, and one day we may do that. The next song became a hit on the pop charts when it was originally released. It has a little bit of a hip-hop flavor to it. You may remember it from when it was on the pop charts. It was sung by Murray Head on the concept album, Murray Head being most famous for singing the role of Judas on the original Jesus Christ Superstar album. But he had a big hit with this song. The year has passed. A new chess game is a new chess match between the two masters are going to be played, and it's going to be played in a different locale. And the loser from last year is now going to be the television commentator, and he talks about this locale. This is One Night in Bangkok.
Bangkok, oriental setting, and the city don't know what the city is getting. The creme de la creme of the chess world, in a show with everything but Joel Brenner. Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Torrelia Spa had the chess boys in it. All changed, don't you know that when you play at this level, there's no ordinary venue? It's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or this place.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the pearls ain't free. You'll find the gold in every golden cloister, and if you're lucky, then the gods are she. I can feel an angel sliding up to me.
One town's buried like another when your head's down over your pieces, brother.
It's a drag, it's a bore, it's really such a pity to be looking at the floor, not looking at the city.
What do you mean? You've seen one crowded, polluted, stinking town?
Tea girls, warm and sweet, Somerset up in the Somerset Mom Suite.
Get tied, you're talking to a tourist whose every move's among the purists. I get my kicks above the waistline. Sunshine.
One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
Hello, hello. Oh, nice. Whoa, whoa. Siam's gonna be the witness of the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. sweetness that's gripped me more than would a muddy old river or a reclining Buddha. And thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. I don't see you rating the kind of mate I'm contemplating. I'd let you watch, I'd invite you, but the queens we use would not excite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the girls ain't free. You'll find the God in every cove and cloister, and it'll flash a little history. I can feel an angel sliding up to me. One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
So Broadway has drawn its inspiration from many of its musicals from all kinds of different ways. A lot of times from the comic strips and the comic books. Spider-Man, Lil Abner, for those of us who are old enough to remember that Lil Abner was a comic strip. Anybody? Of course. And then there was one panel cartoons out of the New Yorker magazine that hit the public's consciousness. It became a hit television series in the 60s. It spawned a number of movies later on, and recently a Broadway show. I think you know the Addams Family. Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. Right? All right. Here, Wednesday Addams is playing with her little brother Pugsley.
I don't have a sunny disposition. I'm not known for being too amused. My demeanor's locked in one position. See my face, I'm enthused. Suddenly, however, I've been puzzled. Funny rabbits make me want to cry. All my inhibitions have been muzzled, and I think I know I'm being pulled in a new direction, but I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm being pulled in a new direction. Through my painful pursuit, somehow birdies took root. All the things I detested, impossibly cute. God! What do I do? Mother always said be kind to strangers, but she doesn't know what they destroy. I can feel the clear and present dangers when she learns that the blind has got me pulled in a new direction. But I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm being pulled in a new direction. Oh, this feeling I know is impossible, so I'll confide that I tried, but I can't let it go. It's disgustingly true. Oh, oh, oh! Puppy dogs with droopy faces, unicorns and dancing mice, sunrise in wide open spaces, Disney World, I'll go there twice. Butterflies and picnic lunches, bunches of chrysanthemums, lollipops and pillow fights and Christmas Eve, sugar plums, string quartets and chia pets and afternoon banana splits, angels watching as I sleep, and Liberace's greatest hits have got me pulled in a new direction. If they keep insisting, I'll stop resisting. Just watch me pulled in a new direction. I should stay in the dark, not obey every spark, but the boy has a bite better far than his bark, and you bet I'll bite too. You are truly taboo, 'cause I'm pulled in a
So we have one more number in the first act, and it comes from another one of those controversial shows based upon the opera La Bohème. It features a group of young urban dwellers in the time of the AIDS crisis, homeless people. The name of the show was Rent. A year has passed, and a lot can happen in a year. This is Seasons of Love from Rent.
$525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in striving. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truth that she'd learned on the way that she cried. In bridge